VTubing really is an incredible space to be in. There is just so much talent and passion here. It's filled with people that are able to voice act, draw, sing. Some can even play games at a professional level and are just generally able to lift people's moods with their presence. When I look at this corner of the internet and all the hype moments and memories that have come out of it, not to mention the community and all the art and animations that it spawns, I can't help but want to be a part of that. Only problem is that I'm a lazy, talentless chud. Honestly, I don't know if I have what it takes to make it in this space. The sheer amount of things there is to learn is overwhelming, and honestly, it's made me too paralyzed to start so many times. But the feeling of wanting to try this never went away. I think there are a lot of people like that. So, here I am, giving it a shot. I'm going to share all the resources and links that I've been using to learn everything there is to know about being a VTuber. Hopefully this framework will give you the direction you need to take your first step. The first thing that needs to be addressed, because it is by far the most important thing to understand, is that no matter what kind of VTuber you want to be, you will always be a content creator first. Now, what does that mean? It means the foundation of everything you do, and therefore everything you should choose to do, needs to be in service of doing the job of a content creator. This includes things like marketing yourself and your videos with clickable thumbnails and titles, and making your videos more enjoyable by including storytelling elements and stakes. A creator named BogXD, I think, explains it very well, and I will link a good starter video from him, as well as every other content creator I recommend in the description below. To make quality content, you're also going to need to know a little bit about video editing and audio mastering. Not a whole lot, but some basic skills will take you very far. I personally am using DaVinci Resolve. It's a free video and audio editing software. And this video from Daniel Batal will give you 99% of the skills needed to edit and deliver high quality videos. Now that we've talked about the baseline skills around being a content creator, we can start addressing issues more specific to VTubers. Probably the most obvious one is a VTuber's model is most likely the first thing someone thinks about when they think of that creator. It's one of the strongest branding tools VTubers have at their disposal. I would highly recommend when designing out your VTuber's design that you make sure it's a persona that's either close to your own personality, or it would be something you would be happy to or would be easy to stick with for a very long period of time. Because if you checked out the videos from the last section, you would know that having consistent branding is extremely important for content creation. Now with all that said, getting an expensive, fully rigged out custom avatar with all the bells and whistles should be the last thing you ever invest in, because really most viewers don't really care about how advanced your model is. What matters is that your model looks recognizable, and there are some really solid free or much simpler to make options than a live 2D fully rigged model that you can use to get yourself started. I personally was able to make my PNG tuber in a couple days following this tutorial series from Tsurudraws. For several free or budget solutions to get a model to stream or make videos with, I highly recommend checking out this video from Zekoz. So now that you've got your model squared away, you're probably wondering, if the quality of your model isn't something your audience really cares about, what should I worry about making high quality? Well, my friends, that would be your voice. Unlike the quality of your model, the qualities of your voice is something that influences many people to stick around on your channels. This was something that gave me a really hard time because I didn't like, and I still to some extent don't like my voice. But having a good speaking voice is something that can be trained and is important to cultivate. And my advice to you is going to be the same whether you want to simply improve the quality of your speaking voice or get into voice acting. First and foremost, you need to warm up your voice when you're going to use it. When I first started out, I couldn't even make it into like an hour of streaming or recording because my voice gave out, and that was because I wasn't used to speaking that much. For vocal warm-ups, I use the routines from Jacob's Vocal Academy every time I go to stream or record for a video, and especially for the voice acting side of things, I recommend getting your practice in by voice acting over the dialogue in the games you stream. Therefore, I would like to propose a bold new plan.
Igong might think you're clever, but since when did we let a rookie give orders around here?
Let's not spoil the fun, Gilmong. This kid's pretty charming. Let's see what he has to say.
Or giving voice to comics you think would be cool or funny, or just a shitpost. Now, building off of your speaking voice, many people want to improve their singing voice for karaoke streams and song covers, and I'm going to be honest with everyone, I know very little about singing. I haven't sang anything since high school, which was a long time ago, oh my god. What I do know, however, is what I want to achieve. To that end, I would recommend, again, Jacob's Vocal Academy for vocal warm-ups and exercises. And personally, my favorite singing performances are about the emotion and storytelling vocalists are able to put into their performance. To that end, I'm taking a lot of advice from Chris Liepe. I really appreciate his approach to unlocking expressiveness in the voice. The starter video from him, linked below, is of him analyzing the vocal stylings of Otto, which I'm sure a lot of people, including me, look up to. Now that you're working on your singing skills, if you want to produce a cover, you're also going to need to know your musical recording and mixing skills. And Tomoya has an excellent video going over pretty much everything you need to know to get started producing covers. And I have to mention this metal growl tutorial from one of the GOATs, Obkatiekat. If you're wanting to get started learning some heavier vocal styles, moving away from vocal skills, it's time to get into artistic skills. A big part of VTubing is all the art associated with the talents. If you're wanting to create some of that yourself, or even have drawing be one of your main streaming topics, you're going to have to grind up that art skill. Now, there are so many different ways and styles to create art that I couldn't possibly link a tutorial that would fit even a majority of people's needs. There are so many fantastic resources out there for free about learning how to draw in so many different styles. However, as someone that has been struggling to learn to draw for a while now, I have to say that if you are new to drawing, or even if you're intermediate and struggling, you should absolutely visit drawbox.com as your first few stops on your journey. They go over the absolute basics in theory. Even the most in-depth beginner tutorials that I've seen on YouTube lack the foundation building knowledge that Drawbox provides. And please, when you go about learning how to draw, be kind to yourself. It is realistic that you won't be great at it for several years. It is completely normal for that to be the case. And that is the path I've taken so far to hit my goal. I hope this video and framework was entertaining, and hopefully it helped you or even inspired you to start your own path to being a VTuber.